And here we are back with the Finches in what remains of Edith Finch, and indeed all that remains, I think, to discover is Edie, our namesake. Edie, the grandmother, great-grandmother in fact, because the grandmother would be Kay. So yeah, last time learned about Gus and Gregory and Milton and Lewis, all the sad stories. I think Lewis being the saddest, and perhaps as Edith's brother, whom she was probably closest to, actually makes sense. Yeah, very sad. And so we are still near the top of the house, and the moon looks a funny shape, doesn't it? Looks sort of, doesn't look quite circular. Is that just me? Anyway, I do like the lighting and the atmosphere of this game, and also the sound design, actually, and the music. Just pretty much everything I like about it. So let's go up, and the final room, it must be Edith's. I'm sure it must be. Right. Right into the tree here. It's kind of like the elves in Lord of the Rings. The elven construction building rather than knock down a tree.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Rather than chop down the tree, build around it, make it part of the building.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
So they left. Did they leave Edie in the house? No, they sent Edie to a home, didn't they? Oh, this is all crumbled. That would have been the way up. Do you like Milton's Tower? Yeah, so this is Edith.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
Nice bubble wrap.
But I understand why we left.
So did they leave right after Lewis's death? She's got like a little kitchen up here as well. Edith's mum. Oh, nice.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
They're in a bit of a rush to leave, I suppose. Ah, happy 90th birthday.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Wow. Really getting up to the peak of the
But it had
house.
to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night.
Lots of books up here as well. And cool lighting. Oh, it's the model of the house, isn't it? Doing a few crafts. Oh, that's like Lewis's fantasy, isn't it? That picture again. Can I get up? I appear to be stuck. Oh, I can go no further except to activate that. Is that like text? Kind of is, isn't it? Ah. Aha. Book.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
the power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Ah. Oh, of course. The one room.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
The one room I hadn't seen. So from the top of the house back to the very start of the house.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
All the records. Oh, there's a bed in here and everything. So what is that? The nights you were born, Odin. The field of people, the houses. Milton Lewis, the mysteries of death and the afterlife. Molly, Barbara, Calvin, Dawn, the houses. Oh, what's in the bin? Letters. History of the Finches by Edie Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out.
Where's the house? Ah, it's up there.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh,
I got turned around.
how can I find my way? Oh,
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
like what?
But
Okay.
when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go. I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
Oh well. Am I being born? Am I a fetus? Becoming a baby? looks like it. Well, that's an experience.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it.
Why? Is she worried about the curse? Or that it's just all too dark, too much a burden, maybe?
I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself.
Getting close. I have a bad feeling about this, though.
But I guess if you're reading this now,
Oh.
things didn't work out that way.
Ah, no.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, wow. For Shirley Dallas. Oh, is that his... for his mum? Ian Dallas's mum. Well, yeah. As expected, quite the experience. It really is, that game. The thing they aimed at, the thing they wanted to do, they nailed it. They achieved it. And like I was saying in my intro, even though it's a linear experience and I guess a lack of agency within the game, it really doesn't matter because you want to be drawn along with the story and it still works. It doesn't feel linear, if that makes sense. I don't know. Anyway, it's a fantastic story and just so well put together, and I think the sheer variety of things happening within, I guess, the anthology of those stories, the Finches, the family, it just keeps you constantly engaged. The discovery of the house and what happened to everyone. I suppose the question remains unanswered. Was there really a curse? Was it just a series of bad luck? Or was it, as Edith's mum feared, that by telling these stories, almost romanticising death, I suppose, was that leading the Finches that were left down the path towards death, if that were even possible. I mean, I suppose both points of view are valid. To be fearful of the stories of all the death, and to, I guess, as Edie did, to almost embrace it. And yes, and then as Edith herself said at the end, to not think of it, as a sad thing of the death, but also just that it's a miracle, I suppose, that any of us are here at all, and any time we have is to be thankful for. Yeah, a lot of food for thought, I suppose, in the game. Even these titles are really nicely done. Yeah. And this, yeah, on the Switch, it's just been wonderful. The Edith Finch team. Okay, 5 years it took to make. Yeah, I actually cannot wait to see what they do next, actually. The replay story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay. Ah, so I can choose one of the, yeah, I guess the stories of the family. There we have Dawn. Was she? Yeah, Dawn and Edie added to the family tree. And then of course the only one missing is so yeah, the character with the brace on the arm wasn't Edith on the boat at the beginning. That was her son. I think it was a boy. It seemed to be a boy. So we were the boy hearing her tale. And then he returned with the flowers to leave them on her grave, buried with the rest of the family. Yeah. Wow. I think it's left me a little bit speechless, the game, really. Even though this is the second time I've experienced it, and I remembered some of the parts. There's still a lot actually I'd forgotten, and it felt like playing it for the first time almost. I realised actually with the telescope that I was looking through near the graveyard area, I think I was remembering that bit, Edie's dream or vision of seeing the old house. I think I remembered that, and I was thinking that was through the telescope I got transported there. Yeah, great stuff. So the replay story, I simply click. Oh, so that is, oh, they're connected, aren't they? Because that's all the same part. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can do that. Or simply go for a new game. Okay. There we go. So, thank you for coming with me on this, I guess, a little bit emotional journey. And I hope you've enjoyed sharing this experience with me, and do come and join me again for the next adventure, wherever that may take me. And in the meantime, take care, stay safe, be happy, and all that good stuff, and I will see you very soon. And I suppose the one final note is, yeah, I highly recommend you get the opportunity to play this game for yourself and experience it for yourself. It's definitely worth it. So yeah, take care. See you soon. Bye bye.